All right, hello, and of course, guess what time it is? It is TOYCON TV time. Welcome to another Saturday night. This is your weekly catch up with the local toy and comics community and fandoms that love everything pop culture. And this is our way to keep you, the TOYCON community, together despite our being kept physically apart. This is TOYCON TV, and welcome to episode 29. All right, good evening. My name is Cholo, and as usual, we are going to take you on a very exciting episode for tonight. We as pop culture fans have long been fans of the art form known as animation. Of course, we grew up watching cartoons. We've watched a lot of them back when we were young. Even for myself, I can say that I grew up watching. I think the very first cartoon I ever watched was uh, Moby Dick and My Thor. Ayan, by nakalimutan ko na yung name ng animation filmation. There you go. And I also grew up with the cartoons of Aquaman, Superman, and this had a big impact on me growing up. That when I was exposed to movies, of course, the very first few movies that I watched were the Disney movies, diba? As you grew up, and back in the day, the Disney movies were Robin Hood. I think the very first Disney movie I ever watched was Robin Hood, and then I also watched in theaters The Fox and the Hound. And so there was an entire generation of us who grew up watching animation. Particularly, my generation, we grew up watching the toy animation, meaning ito yung mga, of course, the robot animation, diba? The robot romance animations like, of course, Voltes 5, Mazinger Z, Grandizer, and all of those, diba? But you know what? Little did we know that a lot of the animation that we have watched, there have been some very significant contributions of local artists, of course, Filipinos who work in the animation industry. And our guests tonight will excite you with some of the knowledge that they have, not just as artists, but also as people who actually work in the animation industry. The animation industry in the Philippines is about 40 years old already. And our special guests for today, they are all members of the main or the major proponent of animation here in the Philippines. It is an organization managed by the members of the local and flourishing animation industry, and they are known worldwide, diba, as content creators, and also how should I say it, is a stable house of talented animators, and some of the most preferred animators in the global animation industry. So we put front and center for tonight's episode the Animation Council of the Philippines, Inc., or ACPI. Ayan. And I'd like to introduce, first and foremost, as our guest for tonight, the executive director. Ayan. He is also an avid toy collector and an advocate of the alter ego animation professor and executive director for the Animation Council of the Philippines. So please help me in welcoming on the show Mr. Dan Enriquez. Daniel, hello, hello. Hi, hi. Ayan, nakamute ka pa, Dan. Sige. Oh, there you go. Hi. Hello, hello.
Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. Sorry,
Hi,
sorry.
hi.
Thank you very much, Cholo, for that introduction. No? Very exciting. Okay,
Oh,
we have an exciting lineup for tonight. So apart from me, there are two other people who are professional animators who would want to share also their experience in creating content, no, here in the
let's
Philippines.
talk about you first, si Dan. Si Dan, I've known you for a long time because you are a regular TOYCON, di ba, patron. You started with us in the early 2000s as we only knew you as a toy collector, but I did not know that you actually were a very strong proponent of animation. When did you get into this? Ikaw mismo, when did you get into the industry? As were you an artist, an animator?
That was my love, no? Love ko talaga
Okay.
animation. The problem is, my dad didn't believe it, so he said I should go
Mhm.
for engineering. So tiniis ko engineering for 5 years, and I finished up to my licensure exam. Then after that, I
Okay.
said to myself, I want to pursue what I really love. No, so I went through 3D animation. I learned it on my own, and then once while accepting projects, I got into the business. And thanks to studios where I freelance, I was able to learn the ropes, and eventually there were schools like College of St. Benilde who wanted me to jump along, no, for, as a multimedia professor. So
So
yun,
you
way back
actually taught you
1995.
you taught animation in school sa Saint Benilde.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, yes. It's in Benilde. So I've been teaching there for the past 22 years, no. But yun,
Nice, nice.
specialization ko talaga 3D and in portfolio, so that the students when they go out, they're ready with something to show the employers, no, their would-be employers or clients. So
And we
yun.
were talking
Uh,
before the show, a big revelation for a lot of us who are watching tonight, and including me, no? Kanina we were talking, and we said that, we've been watching our animation, parang para sa akin nga cartoons pa eh. Pero of course it's now, it's really an industry, an art form. Animation, we grew up with it, and little did we know that a lot of the animation that we watched growing up, marami pala doon were made by Filipinos. Kanina, you were telling me that the animated series Dragon Ball Z. Ayan, Dragon Ball Z pala. Marami of the artists who work on Dragon Ball Z were Filipinos. Maybe you can expound a little bit on this. Because
yeah, yes,
parang it's
sir. Yeah,
little known, di
so
ba? Little known fact. Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Ganito, animation for us has already been 4 decades, 40 years, guys. And
40 years, huh?
it started with ano, no, with Burbank way back ano pa, 1980s pa, no? And they worked on Hanna-Barbera films. Okay, here. We are known
Yeah,
for
wow,
being
wow.
a service industry. So when you say
Okay.
service, tayo gumagawa ng animation para sa iba.
Right.
Okay, ganun ang idea doon. So
Wow.
eventually it went from ano Hanna Barbera, no, US films. Then it went to Phil Cartoons. After Phil Cartoons, these are giants, ha? These are giants kasi
Yes,
they
yes.
get
Oo.
they get work from Disney and of course ano Hanna Barbera. But we have an ano subsidiary here for Toei Animation. And this is where Dragon Ball comes in.
Yes.
If you remember that saga, yung kay Cell, si Trunks, okay, that saga
Yeah, yeah.
yung saga natin for Super Saiyan 2, some of the parts there are actually done here. The episodes were done here. And up to now,
Wow,
guys,
wow.
ang maganda doon is that during that time, of course, we're under the big umbrella for Toei Animation since we service them.
There you
It's
go.
now nice to hear na ngayon, no, for Dragon Ball Super, which a big portion of that is done by the Filipino, no, Toy Animation
Wow.
subsidiary here. Um, Nilalagay na, proud to say, Toy Philippines, dun mismo sa credits ng Dragon Ball Super. So we really have
Wow, wow.
talented people way back 4 decades that have been toiling and then working on the craft. Hindi lang sila, well, we wanna call them heroes, no? Kasi unsung heroes sila.
Yes, yes.
They've been doing international works, but hindi naman sila kasing ano, no, sikat ng iba, no? Like Ronnie Del Carmen and so forth. But
Of
they're
course,
doing
of
it here
course.
in the
Oo.
Philippines. Yes, yes. They're
Ayan,
for me, they are heroes. Yeah.
binanggit mo si Ronnie Del Carmen. Ronnie Del Carmen, a Filipino through and through, co-directed what do you call this? Inside Out, right? The
Yes,
Pixar
yes,
movie. He was the co-director, and then other people in Pixar are si Nelson Bohol and si Ginny Santos, who worked on the original Incredibles, and then we are actually in the animation industry. We are also recognized as Emmy, tama ba? Ayun sa TV, Emmy Award winners, di ba?
yes.
There's an animated show called Curious George. Ito kanina ko lang when I was researching it. Curious George is an Emmy Award winner, and apparently all of the people in the animation pool of that series are Filipinos. So parang na-recognize na pala tayo even in the Emmy Awards as animators. So this is a big deal. And not a lot of people know that this is the type of animation that we produce, diba? That we come up with here in the Philippines. Ayan. And of
Yes,
course, critical
totoo, totoo.
in that aspect is the work of the Animation Council of the Philippines, IC. All right. So maybe you can tell us a little bit, Dan, about ACPI, and maybe while you're talking, we can show a little something in the background of
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
the. Sige nga, sige nga. Baka
Sige, sige.
as
Just to start, no?
can you show a little? Yeah, sige, sige. Go ahead, go ahead.
So, if you want to know, it's been 20 years for ACPI. No, ACPI stands for the Animation Council of the Philippines. No, we're actually a collective of partner studios, so professional studios, and of course, academe. No, so apart from us, are schools. And the stakeholders for this one are people, no, people who want to do animation, not confined only in normal animation, but you see, animation can be used not for only for entertainment. It's also used to sell things, to inform, to educate.
Right, right.
So there's a big market for that, and I'm proud to say na Animation Council has grown, no, after 20 years. And we're here to promote kasi the likes of Ronnie Del Carmen, the likes of Armand Serrano, the likes of Bobby Pantillas, they're all big names, but not everybody knows that they're Filipino. No, they're actually Filipinos that are making big waves, no, in the global industry. And I'm proud to say na ngayon lang tayo nagkakaroon ng recognition after all this time. And it's a good time to go into this particular career because Filipinos nasa spotlight eh. So isipin mo parang Manny Pacquiao, no? Yung mga natin animators dito. Ronnie Del Carmen, they're all humble animators. They start really really small, but eventually they climbed up the ladder. No, he started as a storyboard artist, okay, at Pixar, and then he moved into storytelling and direction. So, and now he's a director and working under Disney. They have very fabulous works. No, Armand Serrano is with Sony for almost 30 years.
Wow.
Sony and Walt Disney. Okay, and now he has in the new frontier. No, he went back to Marvel, but now he has this super big project. Bobby Pantillas. Okay, Bobby is is from Bicol. No, so for those yung mga
Right.
kakakala nyo, puro Metro Manila lang. Hindi, this guy is from Bicol, he's a Bicolano, and he's going back to his roots, and he wants to showcase, no, bring back the love, no, bring back the love of Filipino culture and history, and then put it into his content, no. So it's very exciting. These are exciting times kasi ngayon lang na-highlight yung mga Filipino animators na to, no. And I'm proud to say na marami na rin nagcha-champion towards IP, original content, original intellectual property.
Yeah,
ACPI has been there to champion that. So alam nila na apart from doing service for other people who don't have, or other companies who don't, who may need our help as service to create their own content, we might want to go and invest on our own. And there has been this drive, no? And that's why ACPI has been there striving, okay, so that we could go for original content. And I'm glad to say right now with Avid and Synergy 88, we're championing that thing, no?
yeah.
No, nakikilala tayo unti-unti, napupunta na tayo, nakikilala tayo sa mundo through Netflix and so forth. So I'm
Nice,
very
nice.
happy to give that, no? Dati kasi hindi tayo napapansin kasi all they know is we're just contractors. But right now, nakita na, even though we're giving the talent, we are now recognized. And it's about time na more people join the thing. No, given the pandemic, a lot of us were actually affected. But even though we do work from home, it's still safe. So that's why we
Yeah.
feel, no, we really feel that the next trend actually is going to go for cinematic and animation. No, if only our
Wow.
filmmakers realize that, hindi mo na kailangan mag-shoot masyado. Kailangan mo lang boses, kailangan mo lang gumawa. Okay? And that's the reason
Yes,
why
yes.
we have professionals, mga one-man army natin. Later, you'd see them, no? Yung one-man armies na to, they're able to make their own content. They champion, no? Of course, they might have the concept, but they have other people who believe in that particular genre, and that's why they're doing original content. Okay, so
Wow, wow.
um, the council is around 30 members. Okay, partner schools, and
Mm-hmm,
then
mm-hmm.
um, professional industries. We're into giving out uh, a work, okay, a type of work that's dedicated into promoting the Filipino talent here in the Philippines. And these are not individual talents. Of course, this is a collective. Eh. So that's the reason why, okay, kumba kami, hina-highlight natin companies, okay, but we know and we realize that individuals like artists, they build up those companies. And that's why we always want to go for enriching the knowledge and the skill sets of this one. That's why we always come up with events like Animation, okay, Icon Manila, okay, in all the webinars, no, we want people to know that we really have the talent. We just need a little bit of knowledge. We need a lot of practice, but we could actually be the next Ronnie Del Carmen, the next Armand Serrano, the next Bobby Pantillas. We want to champion that, and that's why we're doing that. No, we're having more people awaken na ang skill sets nila. They could do a lot of stuff. I'm really happy because schools right now, like iAcademy, like Ateneo Dinaga,
Yeah, yeah.
College of St. Benilde,
Wow, ah.
they're into making works that are stories. No, hindi lang gumagawa lang ng eye candy. They're with stories. No, like
Mhm.
this one that we're seeing right now. This is made by a fellow faculty member, Sophia, and she used to be a student when she did this one, and this is actually her thesis. Okay, but it's
Oh,
really
wow, wow.
it's really world class na kung tutuusin, no? And we want to make those stories again. We want to make people realize na alam mo, you might have the next story. All you have to do is just hone your skill, practice every day. Di ba no Cholo, sinabi mo sa akin your daughter is into ano no, illustration,
Yes,
tama ba?
yes. My second daughter, my bunso is actually an illustrator. Talagang and I think the future that I see for her. I mean, and she also, of course, she's for herself kasi she draws every day, 'di ba? And she animates. Marunong na rin siya gumawa ng mga animation. So I think this is the industry that she's going to enter. And I'm excited for her kasi nga this is the I think it's a renaissance age for animation here in the Philippines kasi more than just being 'di ba uh, what do you call this, parang a stable of workers, parang behind the scenes. Pretty soon we will be recognized as creators, 'di ba, with the onset nga of video on demand, 'di ba, mga companies like Netflix, Amazon Prime. There's a lot of room for content to be aired. So I'm excited. I'm excited for animation. You mentioned kanina that ACPI has 30 members, pero parang these are not individual members. So these are they studios, di ba? I know for a
Studios
fact
and
that there are,
yeah,
yeah, okay,
there's
okay.
studios, schools, and other
Schools, right.
stakeholders. Yeah, yeah. And
Okay,
the
okay.
reason why we make them is to make this ecosystem, no? To make this
Okay.
ecosystem so that we could show the world that we could provide no the service, no. So even though some of
Okay.
them are small studios, we have big giants like Toon City, we have Snipple,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
These studios, they fill up a big chunk, no. But the smaller ones, no,
Right.
they have the avenue for growth. No, we want to do that. So yung daughter mo,
Okay.
no, it's an exciting time kasi dati kasi ano, Cholo, I don't know, once upon a time, yung mga ano natin, mga animators natin who are already seniors in this field, no, mga nasa 40, 45 years old nisa to even 50, they were not trained formerly. Walang studio or school that actually taught them. They were trained by people who were from Warner, from Hanna-Barbera, okay, the masters of the
Right,
craft,
right.
no? They go here
Uh-uh.
and then they learn from the masters, no? And eventually
Oh,
sila,
wow.
iba-iba sila. Yung iba pa nga, ano high school graduate lang. Kaya lang natuto lang ng
Yeah.
animation.
Mahilig lang
To tell
mag-drawing, di ba?
Yes, to tell you the truth,
Yeah, yeah.
this is a lucky time kasi ngayon, the same teachers who were trained during that time, 30 years ago, they are now imparting that knowledge now. Okay, they're willing to
Nice,
train
nice,
people.
very nice.
They're willing to impart whatever skills and then professionalism that they have. And um, dati walang school, ngayon maraming schools. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. All right.
there's a worldwide gap. It's 8,000, no? 8,000 animators ang kailangan. And there's even more because ngayon, sir, if you want to know, nasa entertainment tayo. But there is a fraction of specialization na pwede sa manufacturing, sa pharmacy,
Oh, really?
and of course, education,
Huh.
yung mga online. What would make it
Yes, yes.
beautiful is
Oh,
educational content na cartoons. And they
yes,
can do
yes.
that. They can
Oh.
do that.
Especially
Okay, so
now, there is a demand for that, no? I just want
yes,
to
yes.
give some recognition to this animation that we are watching now. What's the ano bang title nito, and who is the
This one
creator?
is sorceries. Okay, so the idea is two individuals, magka-rival sila, no? Nagkakasiraan sila
Okay.
along the way as they go for the race, but eventually they join forces kasi tatalo na sila. And what they did was, since they collaborated, no, they were able
Ah,
to
okay.
finish the race together. Okay? Yan yung aspect namin na
Nice,
gusto.
nice.
Kasi being an artist, sa totoo lang, you might be very selfish. You work alone. No? You're used to
Uh-huh.
working alone. But eventually, in a company or a studio, you have to join forces with other creative people like
Yeah.
you. And somehow you have to get along with them. And because you get along with them, you get goals, bigger dreams done. And if people join you in that dream, marami kayong magagawa. And this is the essence that I see in this film, no? So even though sabihin natin, magkaribal sila, magkalaban sila, eventually they join hands and then they finish the race together.
Very
Yan yung
nice.
maganda. Yeah. Okay. So it's a nice thing. No. We're really proud that millennials right now have that storytelling thing and has the skill.
Yes, yes.
Kasi we just think it like a hobby. Okay, I used to remember, huwag ka
Uh-uh.
pumunta sa arts. Sinasabi ng daddy ko, huwag ka pumunta sa arts. Why should you go for the
So
arts?
yeah.
Walang pera dyan. No? But now, we're saying that may pera dito, malaking pera dito. Okay?
Yes.
And it's a
All
good career
right.
to start. Okay? So yan, sir,
Okay.
may maraming mentors. And the mentors are actually teachers and faculty that help hone their skills and then tell the craft really well. So under every individual, under every concept, maraming people behind it. And I'm glad to say na ganyan nagagawa ng
Very
mga
nice.
bagong ano natin. And yun, it's really nice.
I think this is
ACPI
a
doing that.
Oh, it's a good time to introduce our two other guests for tonight,
Oh yes,
because as
yes,
you
yes, sir.
mentioned, diba, as much as the ACPI is all about working with stakeholders, studios, schools. It also still starts with the individual talents, and we are going to have two very talented animators join us in the show now, and I will have Dan do the honors to introduce them because they have been recognized for previous works in animation, and they started off. I would guess they started off na parang self initiative lang nila yung animation nila and that's where I guess you get your artistic style from. But now they are influencing a lot of fellow artists. So sige, Dan, please introduce our guests for tonight.
Sir, I want to introduce I don't know, a person, no, who is a freelance animator, no, who's also a cat lover and a tokusatsu fan, no. He is recognized as the 2019 grand winner, okay, for the professional series, no, in animation. So let me introduce to you Mr. Muki Tamara. Okay, Muki Tamara, you're there, Muki.
Hello.
Hi, Muki. Yan. Sige, so tell us about yourself, Muki. Okay? Sabihin mo naman yung journey mo as a animator and then making your content.
Yeah, sure. I actually didn't study animation in college. Graduate ako ng fine arts. And then, medyo, nung gumraduate ako ng college, bum muna, like 5 months. Kasi, yung fresh out of college feeling. And then, eventually, parang kinunod na ako ng mom ko, need to get a job. And ever since bata daw kasi ako, sinasabihan na ako ng tito ko na ipasok daw ako sa animation kasi animator dati sa Toon City yung pinsan ng mom ko. So, ayun, nag-contact ako sa Toon City. Just so happens may training program sila under TCA, Toon City Academy. And nag-train ako with them. And pinagpala naman ako na pumasa ako sa training program, and then after that, I got my start doon. I remember it pa na yung when I graduated from TCA, yung first job ko sa Toon City was as animator sa it's a Disney Channel show, yung Seven Dwarfs ni Snow White yung bida. And then after that, I did a few direct-to-video films under Toon City then. And then yung I did Augie and the Cockroaches na season 5. Most of them is on YouTube now. So if you watch that. And then yung last project ko before I left Toon City last year lang is Big Hero 6, the series. I was an animator on yung season 2 ng Big Hero 6. And then sometime in between that 5 years, nagturo din ako sa TCA, naging animation instructor ako under yung training program ng TCA. And then kasi TCA runs constant animation workshops and kasama din yung storyboarding. So yung short namin, na ginawa namin yung Billy and Bonnie in all shapes and sizes na sinama namin sa Animation, which I co-created with, hindi ako one-man army doon actually. I have to say that right now, hindi ako one-man army doon. I can't take full credit kasi it was a team effort between me, my partners, Carla and Sai. We were actually taking a workshop nung time na yun. And then, yung workshop sa storyboard, which led to that. Nung nakita ng boss namin yung storyboard nun, si Sir Rene sa TCA, nung nakita niya yung storyboard namin, sabi niya, i-pitch namin sa DOST kasi parang naghanap ng mga art programs ng DOST na ipa-fund. And then, again, I think we lucked out. We got funding from that. And then yung budget na binigay sa amin, we used to develop and animate yung short namin. So it was a very, very rigorous process. It was a team effort. I don't honestly think I could have done it on my own. I had a team of, I think, 20 or 30 artists on that 5-minute short. And also including yung mga people, yung admin ng TCA who were handling the nitty-gritty paperwork. So I honestly don't think I could have done that on my own. And I firmly believe pa rin until now na animation, while you can do it as a one-man army sort of thing, I'm doing a lot of freelance animation right now, along with my partner, si Carla, who was my co-creator din sa short na yun. We're doing a lot of one-man army things right now, pero we also feel na we do our best work when we're partnered with each other or when we work with other people then. So I think the main takeaway that I got from that experience was finding people you're comfortable with working with is a huge thing. It gets you a start. And a lot of good things come out from that. Yung kaninang pinakita sa screen on the side yung may bata and yung may manok, that's something that we're currently working on right now in Carla as a duo. Sorry, could we show that lang again? Because I just want to talk about that really quick before we go to the short namin. That's a short that we pitched recently to an animation pitch festival in Malaysia called Creative. And we got a lot of positive feedback from that. And we're looking into the possibility of taking it a bit more seriously in the future to sort of maybe find funding for that and turn it into a series. But right now, we just want to develop it on our own time as a short. So yun, after yung Toon City pala, sorry, going fast forward a bit. After yung Toon City, parang for personal reasons, kasi I had some plans for the future na medyo na-cut short ng COVID, I kind of decided to leave Toon City muna for a while kasi I needed to focus on something else. And since then, I've been a freelance animator doing work online mostly and on some local shows then. And I've been getting by on that naman. And in my free time, I've been working with Carla and a few friends of mine to run workshops as well as to do personal works then. So, right now, current project that I'm working on, I'm a freelance animator on Pencilmation, which is a YouTube channel then, and I'm also a freelance animator on a short film called Lakadaisy and a game called so yeah. Okay, so this is our short, Billy and Bonnie in all shapes and sizes. Or could we run it back to the start? Kasi medyo maraming na-miss out. But, yun. So yeah, I guess we can watch this short. Ayun. Should we talk while we're watching this, or do you guys want to watch it lang without commentary?
Sige, baka we can watch it with sound first, and then sige. Then let's talk over it a little later on.
Okay, sige. Sounds good.
Nice, nice.
Ganda talaga. No? Ilan kayo ang tao dito? Mookie?
Yeah. Lahat, yan yung credits. Ganyan kami karami
Oh, wow.
nagtrabaho on this. Yeah. So, yung naging story kasi nung production nito is, we were running, what do you call this, an internship program for iAcademy before. And parang I felt like it would be nice to have kasi I was I was doing a lot for the internship program that we were running noong time na yun. So I felt na it would be nice if we could involve the interns in something na actual thing na ginagawa, or something na more engaging than just practicing circles or something. So we had them work on this, paid them to work on this part-time. so that we could give them a little bit of work experience na rin. And then later on, when they finished their internship program, we couldn't really call them back for work because they still had thesis, so they were still students. Ano. So we took in some of our previous graduates who were also my fellow animators at Toon City to work on it part-time so that we could finish it up, wrap it up, and send it to festivals. And yun. So, kaya ganun karaming mga taong nakikita doon. And I really owe it a lot to yung mga co-creators ko, si Carla and Sai, and to TCA. If I could shout them out, I think I sent a few links yesterday. Maybe we could share those links down to them so that people can see who they are then. Kasi they do really good work, and I wouldn't have been able to do anything here without them. Kasi I was only animation director here. Pero they did a lot of the actual work. So I really owe it a lot to them. So yun.
For a short like that, parang how long does it take to come up with something like that?
Well, medyo it would depend on like what the scope would be. Kasi for this one, since it was part of a workshop, we came up with the story here within, I think, 3 days. Like full script, full storyboard in 3 days. Kasi it was just an exercise. We weren't taking it seriously then. Pero nung pinitch nga namin to DOST and nag-share sila ng interest and parang binigyan nila kami ng funding, we had to take it a bit more seriously and we had to bring it back to the drawing board. So we had to redevelop it for like, I think a month or two. And then we produced it in full production, a total of, I think, about 6 months from start to finish. And that was only because all the people working for us were part-timers sometime then. They were doing it freelance. They weren't there for 8 hours. So we couldn't really tell them exactly what to do. We just gave them the work, let them express themselves. It was more of a creative exercise for us rather than actual professional work. Because we don't really get that experience a lot. So parang when I was directing it then for my animators, I told them, I want to see a little bit more of yourselves sa work mo. I don't really want it to, ako as the director, all I care lang is na technically competent yung gawa mo. Pero I don't want to handhold you with regards to what I actually want to see in your work. I didn't want to treat them. I wanted to give them an experience that wasn't so outsourced based. I wanted to give them an experience that was a little bit more creative and hands-on. So yun yung tinry namin i-develop na environment. So that's why it's a bit slower compared to like actual production work. Kasi in Toon City, yung experience namin before, a 20-minute episode ng Big Hero 6, we finished it from start to finish, probably 6 months. Tapos na yung isang buong episode.
Oh, wow.
An episode of
For one episode?
For one episode. And that's just production. So parang half lang yung running time ng short na to. Then, 1/4 lang yung short na to, Big Hero 6. Pero because we were a bit more creative, more of creative mindset dito sa short namin na to, we took a little bit more time. Pero yeah, we're trying to figure out for ourselves then kasi like what the best creative pipeline might be. Kasi walang ganun eh. Walang ganun sa experience namin so far. We had to do it from scratch eh. Wala kami any book to go by at that point. So yeah. Sorry, did that answer the question?
Yes. Oh, I was just curious. Parang, it's a very, parang, and also, parang for a collaborative project like that, parang I mean, from somebody who does not know anything about the behind the scenes of how to come up with something, an animated short like that, how do you divide the work? Is there, of course, somebody designs the characters, I guess, then paano yun? Somebody is in charge of the background work, somebody is in charge of per character. So how do you divide the work in something collaborative animated short like that?
That's actually more or less tama na yun eh. Actually, more or less. The only thing lang yata na I can add to that siguro is that we play to our strengths. So like ako, I'm an animator. I don't do backgrounds. I can barely do layouts. I can barely do storyboards or character designs. Pero yung strength ko lies in animation. So while I have a little bit of creative input with regards to like background and layout, I would defer most of the creative input for that some specialists namin. In our case, if we go back to the credits dun sa short na yun, we can actually play the short on the side again just so that
sige. Can we play it as we can para lang pwede natin himayin. Para I'm curious to see talaga how the work I guess comes together, you know. So everything there is really made from scratch. Even the music, it has to be timed perfectly with the animation.
The music in
That's I
particular,
noticed nga. Yes. Go ahead.
for this was actually really difficult kasi wala sa aming music person. So we had to find someone who really fit our bill. Luckily, we found someone graduated ng CSB before, kabatch ko from high school. And he did an amazing job. We actually won an award at Animahinasyon last jury special citation, and when we talked to the jury, yung isang jury na we were able to talk to, it was actually because of the score that we won that. So we're very happy that we got si Andrew to do the score. Kasi if not for him, baka medyo hilaw. If I'm being completely honest, then he brought a lot to the short. Kasi if it wasn't for his music, medyo flat yung short namin. We were watching this over and over and over again for technical reasons, just looking at how the short looks. Actually, ito is a good example of it kasi silent siya. And it was technically good. It looked decent naman. Medyo self-deprecating na ako, pero
go ahead.
We were happy with it, pero parang lang. Pero when the music came in, everyone's like, "Oh my God!" It brought it up that level. Being comfortable with it, being sure. So yeah,
I think magandang aspect sa'yo, Mookie, kasi part of it is that you underwent training, tapos you also trained yourself. So madali ma-impart yung production know-how mo sa mga tao. No, did you handpick your people for making the short?
Yes, I actually did. Pati yung interns namin before who worked on the short, I subdivided them based on their skill. Like because we were mostly just in animation and cleanup at that time, I gave them each a test and to see like where I should fit them in. So the guys who were really good at drawing, pero medyo stiff yung animation, not the animation I was looking for, I put them in cleanup. Pero the guys who were really good at animating, kahit na hindi sila kagaling mag-drawing, I put them in animation. So I really played to their strengths, or at least I tried to play to their strengths, so that I could also hone in on that. Kasi when I was training people din sa TCA, that's the one thing I noticed. Parang sometimes people try to play to something that they're not strong to, and in the end, nagiging frustrating for them kasi they can't get exactly what they want. And at the same time, parang it gets to a point na sometimes you don't improve anymore kasi parang nahihirapan ka. So parang I firmly believe na if you are especially if you're just learning animation right now, you should understand for yourself where you're good at and then try to play to that. So that's what we try to employ throughout yung whole process namin. Na while kami ni Carla, ni Sai, and myself were equals on the creative field, on the creative front, we each had our niches that we fit in. Si Carla did the colors and the background. By colors, I mean pati sa characters. She decided what the colors for the characters would be. Sai decided like what the environments would look like as well as yung layouts in general. He basically polished all the storyboards and cinematography for the short. And then I was there to just make the characters move. So I think a lot of the charm of the short goes to them talaga. Kasi that was their strength. They told me naman na they're not that good in animation, pero I saw na parang, and we all agreed then na parang this was their strength. So we let them do that. And then we each led our own teams who were strong in that suit then. So if you see here, may animation list, may layout list, may composite, may digital ink and paint, may effects animate. I handpicked those people and I asked si Carla and si Sai to also handpick their teams to work on this. So yun.
Galing, no? Being part of management rin is to look at the individual strengths and weaknesses. no,
Yeah.
ng tao mo. Yes.
And I also think kasi if it's from an efficiency standpoint, then it's not really efficient from business standpoint to give someone whose strength is something else the job of someone else na someone else could do better. Not to bash on anyone, pero kasi parang why would I cause everyone a headache kasi hindi magaling yung taong to dito pero magaling pala siya doon, why is he not doing that work, di ba? Parang from an efficiency standpoint, that's what makes sense to me. So yun.
You mentioned kanina, Mookie, your strength is really animating, as in making, the objects move. Parang ganun. Importante yung movement, importante yung facial expression. So parang for budding animators, I mean for persons who want to pursue what you are doing now, what do you think are the necessary skills, or what should they develop in themselves to become a really good animator?
Well, whenever I teach a workshop, shameless plug, pero whenever I teach a workshop and whenever I'm invited to do talks like this, that's also another question that I usually get asked. So I think there are 3 things really that you really need to focus on when you want to learn to animate. And none of them are drawing. The thing is, people always think that drawing is the key thing, pero ako, I don't believe that. I went through 4
That's
years.
a key insight yun, ha? But if you want to be a good animator, drawing is secondary. Key insight yan. All right.
Kasi I went through 4 years of fine arts and I focused on illustration sa fine arts time ko. And when I went into training, yung mga kasama ko were, yung isa cleanup artist na, yung isa, I think 3 were from Benilde, and then I think a few were from UST, and then we had, oh my gosh, I can't remember where they were from, pero I think they were also from animation schools, if I remember right. And then we had one outlier, manager siya ng SM before, and then manager siya ng Rip Curl, nakatabi ng Toon City before. Of all of us, 4 of us passed. The other one who passed of all of us was the guy who was a manager at Rip Curl. No art experience at all. And the reason was because magaling siyang magpagalaw. Despite the fact na his drawings were still, and kahit siya inaamin niya nung time na yun, his drawings were still in the learning phase. Kasi the last time he really drew religiously was when he was a kid. So parang yun yung first thing na na-realize ko. You don't need to be an amazing, and I don't need to be an amazing artist by drawing, I mean, in order to be an amazing animator. But you need to understand 3 things. First is physics. Kailangan magaling ka sa physics. So kung bumagsak ka sa physics ng high school, medyo mag-aral-aral ulit ng physics. Pero it just makes sense kasi like the first thing that you're asked to animate whenever you're trained to animate is a bouncing ball. Paano ka magpapabounce ng bola kung hindi mo alam kung paano yung physics ng bola? Parang ganun. The second is understanding emotion. You need to understand like how people think, how people feel, how body language correlates to yung facial expression mo. And then the third is you have to watch a lot of animation. Kasi I'll be honest, I think a lot of my work and a lot of yung work namin ni Carla as a duo, like ito, is hindi man derivative, pero we take a lot of inspiration from the stuff that we watch. Like ito, yung show na to that we pitched to creative, yung basic premise niya is bata siya na may kapatid na manok. So, may kapatid siya manok. And it's about just accepting na may kapatid siya, na binababy, pinapamper ng mga magulang niya. So parang when animating this girl and animating yung manok, inanimate ko yung manok as I would have reacted being yung kuya nung kapatid kong batang babae. So parang yung naiinis ako pag tinatapik ako sa balikat kapag busy ako or tulog ako. So medyo ganun yung reaction. So parang I played to my experiences from that. And yung nakakatuwa is kasi parang when we showed this in particular to a lot of people, especially sa Twitter, parang nag-blow up yung comment feed ni Carla. And parang nakarelate. Meron pa nga nag-quote retweet na parang lahat ng mga may tatay na nagsasabong, alam mo yung feeling na to. So parang medyo natuwa naman ako doon kasi parang nag-get across ko yung idea na ako nga, kapatid nga sila and binababy yung manok parati, yung manok parati for whatever reason. And ito, I think, medyo, if I'm being completely honest, yung drawings ko dito, kasi we crammed this in like a day or two lang for presentation purposes lang. The drawings here are not amazing. Baka may ibang magandaan, pero para sa akin, medyo, it's just there. Yung pwede na, enough na para sa akin. Pero just the fact na despite that, we got a positive reaction, even from the people who we were pitching to. It showed a lot na, yeah, it's not so much, animation quality is not so much sa ganda ng drawing or sa ganda ng galaw. It's more of conveying that whatever emotion you need to convey or whatever idea you need to convey visually. So,
actually, Muki, if you take a look at it, ang ganda nga eh. Yun,
ganda.
No, it's very Filipino, di ba? May manok, sabong, may ratan na chair, magulo, di ba? Yeah. Typical home, di ba? Walang hindi first world ang dating, very cramped, magulo. Okay, it's very Filipino.
That's actually what Carlo was going for. This was mostly Carlo's thing kasi.
The calendario.
We decided to develop it further. So Carlo deserves a lot of the praise here. She was the one who decided kung saan yung setting na medyo probinsya yung setting. Siya yung nag-decide na hindi pinapangsabong yung kuya. Parang pet hindi ginagamit for whatever reason. Talagang binababy lang siya. Siya rin yung nag-decide kung ano yung mga laman ng room na yan. I provided like yung basic layout ng furniture, pero she filled the room with a lot of personality. So yun. And we drew from our experiences doon kasi parang nung finifill up namin yung room, parang tinatanong namin sa isa't isa, ano kaya yung magandang ilagay sa shelf? Kasi yung shelf na yan, yung peg namin is may tatlo sa pamilya, yung tatay, yung nanay, and then yung dalawang magkapatid. So yung dalawang magkapatid nag-share ng shelf. So laman nung baba yung magamit ng magkapatid. Nakakatawa kasi si Sal, yung nakasulat doon, si Sal yung manok. So mas malaki pa yung lalagyan niya kaysa sa kapatid niya. Yung tatay, yung pictures niya, hindi yung sa babae, yung manok yung naka-center sa picture niya. So yun, yung parang pinag-isipan namin, like ano pa yung hang sa wall. So nag-decide si Carla lagyan ng mga kutsara at tinidor sa wall kasi for some reason,
very Filipino, the giant wooden spoon and fork.
Experiences na parang, ano po yung usual na nakikita natin sa mga bahay ng mga magulang. So yeah, we decided to draw a lot from our experience. And I think consuming media, if we didn't consume a lot of media, then we wouldn't have decided on this field kasi parang baka naging yung stereotypical lang na kung ano yung nakikita namin sa TV yung ginawa namin. Pero because dinigest namin yung media namin, tinignan namin, ano ba yung hindi represent sa media? Yun yung dinecide namin feel ng idea na to. Hopefully we can develop it further and turn it into an actual short. Pero for now, personal project lang siya. So yun. Yeah.
Very nice. I have a newfound appreciation talaga for movement in animation. Because of course you take it for granted. You see things moving in animation, but you can, parang as you mentioned, it's a healthy knowledge of physics. Tama ka eh. Parang yung realization na parang how do you actually depict a ball bouncing, di ba, in a 2D surface? That's just mind-blowing for me. Parang, ang hirap na. And just that, yung simple action na tinapik niya yung manok, yung facial expression, yung jerkiness ng movement, that's something that I think, a lot of years of being observant and some scientific know-how also can help. No? So, thank you. That was very, go ahead.
And to add to that point, I think hindi lang sa movement pero pati sa environment development that also plays a lot. Kasi like I said kanina, like the environment that Carla designed was very intuitive. Like she drew from her own experience. So it's not just like understanding like physical emotion, pero pati yung psychology. The reason for the whole background is defining who the person living there is. Like if I could take your room for an example, Cholo, I can see like Star Wars, I can see like DC. If I can zoom in pa a little bit more, I
Mga
think
geek.
I can see some tokusatsu doon sa upper left ng screen.
Yes.
So, Transformers din. So, I can kind of feel na rin, like, ano yung, no offense pero ano yung age mo, what
Love it.
and like, I can tell you have or this. Yung just that understanding then, it doesn't just appear through movement, it also appears through the environment then.
The environment.
So yeah, I think it's a big thing then. So yun.
So Mookie has previously won in one of the biggest projects of ACPI or ACPI, which is the Animation. Tama ba? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes,
Dan.
yes.
I don't know if we can show his winning entry
Oh,
for
that was it.
Animation.
That was it.
Yun yung kanina.
Yeah.
I see. All right. So that won. What year did that short win?
Just last
Do you
year.
remember?
2019.
Last year, that was our winner. All right. Okay. We'll talk more about Animation later on. Pero what's next? I guess what's next in the pipeline, Mookie? Are you going to pursue, this as are you coming up with your own studio? Kasi as you mentioned, you left Toon City. So what's the plan insofar as your dream of pursuing animation is concerned?
Honestly, studio baka hindi pa in the future.
Okay.
Maybe a small team lang, pero not legit studio na big time. Maybe a small team of 6 siguro, just so that we can work on it nang hindi masyadong gipit sa oras, or like so that we have a little bit more creativity going around. Pero not a studio really. Maybe pag kailangan na. Or maybe I could partner up with someone, pero not necessarily in the plans for right now. Kasi we feel like for this project, we want to kind of express ourselves na muna. It's not necessarily to make it big pa. Hindi pa
So it's more of parang more of passion projects, parang
yes.
Stories that you'd want to diba, you want to come to the fore. So okay. Amazing. So we will look out for you definitely, Mookie, and hopefully we get to see more of your works in the near future. I'm pretty excited about itong My Brother is a Chicken. Sana we get to see the entire story and soon. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mookie, for joining us. We have.
If I could
Go ahead.
Right? Yan lang. I just want to plug again si Carla Consolacion, who was yung partner ko sa My Brother is a Chicken. Si Sai Vendeville, who was part of yung creative team namin sa winning entry namin. And sa PCA, who helped us get the funding and produce yung short namin. So yun, thank you so much. Yun lang.
All right. Stick around. I will bring you back in later, Mookie, kasi we will have a little Q&A before we end the show. But thank you for sharing with us your work and your talent. So more power to you. Ayan. Sige, Dan, I'll turn it over to you again. Let's introduce our second guest for tonight.
Yes, thank you again, Mookie. No? Ang galing ng ginagawa niya. Ang ganda rin ng insights na natutunan natin sa kanya. No? So, the next speaker natin, no, is a software engineer by day, no? But actually, he's rumored also to be a nightclub dancer, a window cleaner, and all-around sarsa. No? But
sinigit natin talaga yun.
But apart from that, no, he is a filmmaker, a director, a writer, no, an editor, no, editor wannabe, no, all-around wannabe animator siya, no. And for the rest of his working hours, no, nakita natin kay Mookie, they really squeeze their time. But this person talagang all around, no, he has a day job, no, that is not animation per se. No? So I'm proud to introduce, no, our 2018 grand winner for the professional series, Mr. Carl Papa. Carl?
Yay!
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good
Good evening, Carl.
Good evening.
Wow.
Wala akong dekorasyon. Wala.
Oh, yeah, actually, iniisip ko nga kung may lalabas na animation sa background.
Ay, hindi ko na
Hello,
pa-plan
Carl.
masyado. Hello. Kamusta kayo?
All right. Ikaw naman, what is your background in animation? Did you
Um,
study it formally? Or do you have a fine arts background like Mookie?
Hindi. Actually, I studied computer science in UPLB. And yun yung naging profession ko eventually after studied. So, nagtrabaho ako sa Orange and Bronze and there I worked as a software engineer. Pero I really wanted to make films kasi even when I was young, I watch a lot of animation and musicals and movies. So, ayun, na-influensyahan ako na gusto ko rin gumawa. Kaya lang, at that time, siguro early 2000, hindi pa naman ganun accessible yung cameras compared to today na yung cellphones, you could use it as means to make your own film. So, ayun, parang nag-start lang kami nun mga magpipinsan na ang meron lang kami yung lumang webcam. Tapos gumagawa kami ng mga kung ano-anong short film na fighting, ganyan-ganyan. And then, when I started working, so isa dun sa una kong binili was a camera. So, nung bumili ako ng camera, I planned to make a short film. And the first short film that I made was, ito. Katuwaan
Nice,
lang
nice.
siya na this was way
Oh,
back
wow.
pa kasi wala
Stop
pa akong
motion, no?
stop motion na clay.
Stop motion.
Tapos actually medyo buwisit siya gawin kasi humahawa yung kulay ng daliri ko dun sa clay. Kasi ano lang to as in mumurahing clay lang to, yung mga tig 20 pesos lang. Ganun, yun lang yung ginamit namin for this. So we wanted to make a short film na about an emo guy na hiniwalayan siya ng girlfriend niya. Tapos yun pala, meron na palang iba yung girlfriend niya. So ito yung storya nun. And this one, we made it back in, I think, 2008, 2007. And I guess dito nag-start yung parang career ko as filmmaker, director, animator. Ayun. So ito yon yung emo. And this was nanalo kami sa Gawad CCP ng honorable mention for this one. And so tapos natuwa ako kasi nga nung bata ako mahilig talaga ako manood mga Tim Burton, tapos yung mga Wallace and Gromit na
Yeah.
mga animation.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yung next natin na clip. Man.
So this is still emo.
Oh, ay emo pa rin.
Wow.
Ano lang to, yung emo, ano yan, ginawa lang namin, parang hindi ko binayaran yung mga kaopisina ko. Tara, gawa tayo.
The best kind of workforce. Free labor.
Free labor. Kain lang. Ayan. And then this one, ito kasi parang nagkaroon lang kami ng concept na what if merong ano siya, parang una yung first version niya was shown in it's a short film festival here in the Philippines about smoking. And then we came up with this story na parang halo na fairy tale and cautionary tale for smoking na merong parang Rapunzel character na binisita siya ng kanyang fairy godmother na si Malburita. Tapos, ayan. So, stop motion ito. So, si Malburita, yun yung fairy na nagbigay sa kanya ng Yossi. So, sorry. Yung princess natuto siyang mag-Yossi, na-addict siyang kasi namatay siya sa dulo. Ayun. And then, when ano lang siya, shadow animation siya actually.
Shadow play, no?
Alam niyo yung mga table na glass?
Yeah,
Yun lang yung ginamit namin.
Parang sand animation. Nice.
Kasi wala naman akong inaral, nanonood lang ako sa YouTube ng mga videos. Sabi ko, paano ko kaya gagawin yun? So, pag-uusapan namin ng pinsan ko, yun si Matt hanggang ngayon collaborator ko pa rin, na kung paano namin siya gagawin. So, ayun, nakita namin may glass. So, why not use that? Ayun. So,
Astig nga, Carl, gamit mo ano, no? Tactile materials lang. Hindi pa nga
oo,
fancy software. Yung iba, kala nila dapat may flash, may
ano lang
tuldong,
yun,
di ba?
meron lang akong camera, ay yun, camera glass, tapos garden light, and then cartolina na black. Ayun. Tas ayun, so we shot everything, frame by frame. Tas yun, pinalabas yun sa Cinema nila. It's a film fest before here in Manila, and we won best short film for that. And
Wow.
this one, the one we're seeing, this one is Inay. It's a story about a robot na discover niya na he wants a mother. So eto, medyo morbid lang I guess yung concept ko behind it kasi I just wanted to make a short film for my mother kasi she passed away way back in 2012. So ito yung ginawa kong film for her. So ayan na. So ayun lang siya, parang robot na naka-discover siya na ano kaya yung pagka makamit ng mom. Tapos eto, this was shown in Gawad CCP back in 2013, and we won second for this one. Tinalo kami ni Arnold Are.
Ale.
Maglingini. Anyway, pero ayun, pero this one is really personal to me kasi eto ganun lang din, same way na ginawa namin for Malborita kasi para sa akin kasi yung kung gagawa kami ay wala naman akong expertise or anything. I just have a story in mind and I wanted to execute it the way I see it in my head. And yung animation gave me the opportunity and the chance na makagawa ng film na the way I see it in my head. Hindi ko kailangan maghanap ng location, maghanap ng tao na ganito itsura. So eto, yun. So alangan naman maghanap ako ng robot in real life or ano. So ay nagpagalaw na lang kami. So ito ganun din. We just used illustration boards, cartolina, again with the garden light and yung glass. Pero ngayon yun na discover ko, huy gamit tayo ng ano ng gift wrapper. So yung kanina yung mga butas.
So,
Pero
mixed media ka pala, mixed
oh,
media artist.
may bad story pa nga kasi nabasag yung salamin while we were filming this one.
Oh my gosh.
Tapos nahawakan ko yung ilaw. Ayun, second degree burn ako.
Oh
Parang
my gosh.
dalawang araw hindi ako nakapag-shoot. Kasi ang nangyari dito parang tatlo lang kami na gumagawa. Yung cousins ko tapos ako. Ayan. Again, with Matt pa rin. Pero yung story, this one I came up with this story along with my office mate back then. So yung, sige, with the next clip.
So
Ako
this
kasi
is really your I guess your brand of animation. It's stop motion.
stop
Diyan ka na sana
motion,
yung frame by
more of
frame, tama ba?
yung frame by frame, mga crude hand-drawn animation. Kasi I find yung mga the crudeness, tapos ini-incorporate ko yun with the story, kung paano magagamit na yung limitations nung kaya namin gawin. Na
Nagiging
later
style.
nagiging part siya ng storya, ng style. Ayan.
Right.
So, ayun, puro mga ganito. Mahilig kasi talaga ako sa yung pinahirapan yung sarili. Hindi, joke. Yung mahilig ako sa
You
yung,
really suffer for your art. Talagang masusunod ka pa.
yung
Alright.
yung stop motion, and I really love yung mga old style ng filmmaking. So this one, kasi may ginawa akong film for Q Cinema back in 2014 and we won tawag dito jury prize. So that was The Unforgetting. Nakausap ko noon, okay lang pa, pahinaan ng volume. Ayun. Ayun. Tapos noong time na yun, nakausap ko si Chris Ad Castillo. Sabi niya, gumawa pa ako ng film. And then, nung 2014, sabi ko, meron naman akong story in mind talaga. I just need to put it into writing. And this is what I came up with. So this is Manang Biring. So yung Manang Biring is the first animated film to be featured in Cinemoan Originals Film Festival, and we won best film for this one. And
Wow.
it was shown also in, actually ito yung first na Filipino animation to be Filipino feature animation na, na pinalabas sa Annecy, which is the biggest animation festival in the world. So ito yon.
Wow.
Buti yung film nag-travel, ako hindi kasi wala pa akong passport noon. Um,
Saklap, right? Saklap.
may invitation pero hindi ako makapunta tayo. Ayan, pero napuntahan ko naman yung ibang screenings like yung sa Japan and yung sa Korea. Ayun, nakakatuwa. Eto, lalo na to. Ito yung first ko rin na mag-shoot sa studio, mag-shoot ng with yung totoong actors, Erlinda
Actors.
Villalobos. So ito, style naman namin rotoscope. Fan kasi ako ni
There you
Richard
go.
Linklater. Ayun. And then,
Oo. Now, I first was exposed to rotoscoping dun sa Lord of the Rings na anime, mga Bakshi animation, di ba? Yun, rotoscoping na they would shoot actual actors, tapos they would draw over them, parang ganun. So that was your style.
So dito,
bakit ka nagbago ng style from stop motion tapos naging rotoscope?
Well, yung rotoscope naman kasi, in-explore ko na siya kahit dati pa. Kasi nga, yun parang kung mamimili lang din ako ng style na medyo crude pa rin na kaya kong gawin kasi hindi naman ako nag-aral talaga ng animation. So, ito yung style na kaya kong gawin. So, matagal ko na siyang pinagpa-practicean leading to Manang Biring. Ayun. So, eto, yun yung nagawa namin. And dito ko unang naka-collaborate yung si Eru Petrasanta sa ano siya Binild na professor, tama ba?
Yes,
Di ko alam trabaho niya eh. Ayun, so
namin si Eru. Eru is a graduate of Binild sa Multimedia Arts program. And
tapos itong
nakasama niya.
So ever since si Ero kasama ko na palagi. Tapos karamihan ng animators for this film were from Binild. So malaking pasasalamat ko talaga sa Binild kasi mga baliw din sila katulad ko na, uy, gawa tayo. Kahit 4 na buwan lang yung binigay sa amin. Uy, gawa tayong feature, tara. Marami naman naniwala na makakagawa kami. So, ayan.
Natapos rin.
Natapos din, biruin mo yun. Actually, marami nagsasabi na parang na hindi yan magagawa. Kasi nung pinipitch namin siya sa other festivals, people would say na, why do you want to make it animated? Ganyan, it's a risk, hindi yan matatapos. Pero ito, natapos namin, na-render siya fully into DCP. Siguro mga 3 hours bago yung screening.
Oh, wow! Grabe.
Oo, buti hindi ako na-traffic noon.
So you joined the Animahination in 2018, tama ba? And you won. 2018. You won. Baka we can show his winning entry for
sige,
that. Anong pamagat nun?
Brief intro lang. So, yung Love Bites, it was first shown in Q Cinema. In competition siya, pero ayun nga, we wanted to make something really light and fun about adults finding love at a very, 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 very old age. So, ayun, we came up with this story, yung Love Bites. So, and then, nung ginagawa pa namin yung isa namin feature, pinasa namin tong Love Bites naman sa Animahination. So, ayun. So, sige, play natin yung Love Bites. Medyo mahaba lang to, so pwede tayong matulog.
Sige, let's watch it. No, let's watch it. Let's watch the entire. We have all the time. All right. Eto, gaano katagal yung ginawa, yung Love Bites?
Isang buwan.
What? Really? 1 month lang?
Hindi kasi dapat meron kaming... Hindi masyado.
Oh, wow.
So meron kaming 2 to 3 months yata. 2 months, 2-3 months. Kaya nga nagpalit kami ng style. Sabi ko, it's not working out. Gawa tayo ng stop motion ulit. Kasi alam natin,
Alright.
parang yun na yung forte. So, ayun. So, sige, let's watch
Sige,
this one.
panoorin natin ang buo. Love Bites of Carl Papa. Here we go.
Hindi kinaya.
Iba.
Hindi kinaya ng internet.
I was watching it on the big screen. It was really interesting. All right. So this was the winning and this was the winning short, I guess,
Yes.
the
20.
animation back in 2018. Interesting,
Mm.
bakit ito yung napili mong parang subject matter? So parang from what I was gathering from the story, it's about parang mga senior citizens ba yun? And these are ang ganda rin pagkagawa nung I guess these are parang
Book?
models, tama?
Joke.
Mga paper models ba ito? Sige nga, can you take us through the
Actually,
creative process?
Actually, ano siya,
Fabric nga, oo.
ano to, yung mga, alam niyo yung
Yeah,
fleece
oo.
blanket. Yun lang, namili lang kami sa SM, tapos ginupit-gupit lang namin. So, tapos, kasi ang mahal ng totoong, nung armature. So, gumawa kami, yung mga bisagra, ginupit, namin, tapos in-iron cut namin, tapos yung mga joints, kasi kailangan may ball yun, di ba? So, rosary beads, tapos tinornilyo namin. Tapos, basta lang siya, sobrang homemade lang siya, pero masaya kami sa kinalabasan kasi mukha siyang parang hindi mura yung gawa. Well, at least for us. Ayun, tapos siya, fabric. Everything was fabric, pati yung sa set. So, bumili lang kami ng tela, duster, ganyan. So, pinagugupit. Ayun. So, yun yung style niya na sana magawa ulit namin next projects. Ayun.
Tapos it was pretty sophisticated for an animated stop motion kasi parang nakikita mo meron it had lighting, it had camera effects, di ba? May depth of field yung camera mo. So
peke lang yun.
Ang ganda nga eh.
Hanggang nangyari dito, sinut lang namin yung models, tapos models sa lahat ng nahawakan tsaka nadidikitan ng mga models namin. So yung mga, sayang hindi ko dala yung pero yung models namin it's lang, parang isang ruler lang yung laki niya. Tapos yung lahat ng backgrounds, actually mas maliit pa dun sa model. So pinicturean lang namin ng iba't ibang angles kasi hindi namin kaya gumawa. Hindi namin kaya gumawa ng ganun kalaking set. So, natapos pa ikot-ikot pa. So, baka masira lang. So, ginawa namin. Gumawa lang kami ng maliit. Tapos, naka-green screen lang kami. So, pinatong lang namin later on. Ayun. So, pero natuto ako magtahi ng damit dahil dito.
Very creative and resourceful si Carl.
Oo nga eh. So yun, another necessary skill to be an animator.
Corduroy. yung tela ang pinakamadali maghanap sa may Rizal.
Wow. So you sourced out everything, ha?
Yes.
Anuhin ko rin sa iyo yung tinanong ko kay Mookie kanina, di ba? What do you think for you are the necessary skills for an animator? Kasi si Mookie medyo iba yung style of animation niya. Ikaw rin iba, stop motion. What for you are the necessary skills of being a good animator?
Siguro depende kung anong klaseng gusto mo maging animator. Kung gusto mo na parang yung ikaw yung mag-execute nung idea ng ibang tao, so it would benefit you if you know how to draw talaga, or kung kunwari stop motion na marunong ka magpagalaw na hindi abnormal yung galaw, unless yun yung required ng storya. Pero as a filmmaker na kung kunwari ikaw yung mag-iisip ng storya mo to begin with, first have a great story. Yun yung mahalaga. Pag wala kang storya, wala kang ikukwento, obviously. Tapos pag meron ka ng storya, hanapin mo sino ako dito sa storya na to. Kasi pag nahanap mo na yun, dun mo malalaman kung bakit mo kinikwento tong storya na to begin with. Then as a filmmaker, you should also think.
Did we lose Carl?
Yeah, I think we lost Carl.
No? Sayang. Sige, sana makabalik siya.
Oo, ang ganda ng aspects na sinasabi niya, very resourceful si Carl. Nakagawa siya ng armature from scratch, no? And yun sa tingin ko important thing, no? Hindi kailangan mahal, kailangan lang resourceful ka. You make do with what you
Yes,
have.
yes.
Yeah.
Oo nga eh. I'm a big fan of stop motion, come to think of it, no, from the Harryhausen movies to sino ba yung mga contemporaries ngayon, sina Wes Anderson, 'di ba, the Isle of Dogs and the Fabulous Mr. Fox. And of course, nabanggit ni Carl kanina, the Tim Burton animated full-length movies. I'm a big fan of that, and I think there really is quite a discipline to it.
Yes.
So dun sa animahinasyon, Dan, what are the criteria, I guess, of that particular competition? Kasi parang I would think you get mixed entries, di ba?
Yes.
So what do you look for?
Actually, yung animation is a special event, no? Some would term it as a conference, Philippine conference. Kasi hindi lang yung competition nandyan. It's also special talks, no, and speakers, no. We have people all around. It's a star-studded cast. For this year, it's 20 artists, 20 talks. It's going to be 2 weeks, 10 days. And for the public, yun screening natin. So during the weekends, okay, you stand by on the November 9 to 20. On the weekends for Saturday and Sunday, the public can watch all the cartoons that they can watch. No, we'll be hosting that. No, that's going to be live. Yung criteria natin, Cholo, kung tutusin, there are competition shorts. Of course, it has to be yours, no? And may mga several categories yan. May mga categories yan. But in essence naman, it's just good work and good storytelling will make you win. No, will make you win. I guess yun entries have already been closed. We already have a sufficient number of entries. No? We'll be judging them. Okay, we have people who judge them. I have to give credit to the judges because they have to screen a lot of films. No, really a lot of films. Kasi marami nag-enter. Sa amin naman, we
just recently closed the entries, I think, October. Itong last week lang, di ba?
Yes, and
di ba?
They prepare for this one a year before. So these people are really into it, no? They have the sites, no, a year before. Mag-enter ako ng animation, this competition, this next year. So this year pa lamang, pre-prepare na nila. So it's a nice aspect kasi you get a good range of flavor, no? Maraming flavor kung ba sa smorgasbord na nakukuha natin, full buffet. No, iba-ibang klaseng animation. Kanina si Carl, pinakita niya stop motion. Iba 3D, iba naman most of it is 2D animation. So ang ganda-ganda ng pwedeng gawin, no? Just submit, okay? You might have the chance. No, for me kasi we're very inclusive. Basta lang Filipino made. Okay? And it's done very good and you feel that it has the essence, the story, why not? Apply. Whether you're a student, whether you're somebody like Carl, no, who's not from the industry but who wants to, you're welcome. You're welcome. And apart from animation, no, ang maganda doon is that we also invite people who will actually lend, no, a helping hand to other animators and aspirants. So it's not just a competition; it's a learning experience altogether. No? And of course, you get entertained kasi manonood ka ng screenings Manonood ka ng screenings ng mga iba-ibang animation. Oh, mind you, the animation that's there, sometimes we partner with Japan Foundation and French Embassy.
Wow.
So we have special screenings from them. Okay, we have people like Eric Calderon coming in, okay, John Robbins, no? These are some of the 20 artists that you'd find. Ngayon pa lamang ang pinaka-grand, no, na animation ever. Okay, this is Wills
Portasio.
If you remember Wills, for those who don't know, siya yung artist for X-Men, way back 1985. Time nila Ghibli. Yung nabibili natin sa Marvel Universe na figures na 6-inch. All their designs were actually inspired from his artwork also, no, during that time. So ang ganda. Alec, it's from people who worked in Toy Story. Okay, they're all there. No, so I would like that you guys go for this. No, and this one helps. No, in forming a very strong Filipino community of artists. No, yun yung aim namin talaga. No, to help out each other. Okay, so kagaya ng ginagawa ni Mookie, nag-huddle siya ng mga tao. And of course, during that event, you might also meet other people as well. You chat with people, you collaborate. Uy, story ko, kapareho ng story ko. Or ano ang gusto ko rin. So alam mo yun, people of the same feather flock together and they can work together. Yun yung maganda, Cholo. So yun,
That's
I
very
think
nice.
Carl is there. Carl is there
All
already.
right, let's bring back both Carl and Mookie into the
Yes,
discussion, and let's take in some questions. I think there have been some very nice comments already on Facebook Live. Thank you so much to si Dochi very early on in the show. Dochi Rodriguez said yes. Big Hero 6, both the movie and the TV series. Maraming mga Filipinos who worked on that. Thank you. Hi to Uwe Bennett. And hi to Jen Adriano, Jojo Brillantes. Maraming salamat. All right. Si Eru is also tuned in.
Yeah, it's there.
Ayan. All right. So, sige, baka lang there are some questions that we can get off the Facebook comments. Ayan, well, going back to Carl. Sorry, Carl, naputol kanina.
Oo nga
Pero you were telling us na parang sinorse out mo talaga yung mga materials for that particular short. But what was the most challenging aspect of coming up with that film?
Yung sa Love Bites, I
Yes,
guess
Love Bites,
yung
right.
sa amin yung pinaka mahirap lang was yung time frame na allowed kami na gawin siya kasi we entered the film for competition festival. So meron kaming deadline. So hindi kami pwedeng sabihin namin na mag-extend kami ng 2 weeks ganyan, pero hindi. Parang nangyari dito natapos kami night before ng screening namin. So ay lagi kaming buzzer beater.
Ganyan ang mga timeline mo.
Photo finish.
Mga kabaliwang ano.
All right. This is a good question. Jojo Brillantes is asking, who are your favorite animation directors? Sige nga. What about ikaw, Mookie? Are there any influences to your work?
Yeah. Director, well, technically animator siya, pero director na rin siya recently. Yung isang director ng Trigger, Studio Trigger, si Yo Yoshinari. Not sure kung director siya ng Gurren Lagann, pero I think he was an animator in Gurren Lagann. Tapos, I think he also directed yung mga recent shows ng Trigger. So, super fan ako niya. And yung isa ko pong tinitignan parati yung work niya si sorry, hindi ako magaling sa pangalan. Yung director ng Incredibles and Iron Giant, si Brad Bird.
Yeah. Brad Bird.
Nag-training kami. Ginagamit namin siyang reference kasi yung nagte-train sa amin noon, yung mentor namin abroad, worked on the Iron Giant. So, malaking reference na. Ayun. Pinapapanood ko sa mga students ko every time nasa TCA pa ako. Like, every batch, pinapapanood na. May isang araw na pinapanood lang yung Iron Giant.
Oh, for the others to know, TCA stands for Toon City Academy. So, so parang training arm naman ng studio to help budding animators like yun nga, kay Mookie nga, training sila. So, it's actually a service for the community also. No?
Is it a school? Para siyang animation school din ba ang TCA?
It's a studio that gave birth to a training center. It's somewhat like a school.
Yeah. Right.
Mention ko rin pala, kasi I ran like a playlist nung nag-start yung pandemic. Tapos si Carl nag-send din nung Inay at saka ng Love Bites. Sobrang fan ako nung Love Bites. Instant ad dun sa playlist yung
thank you.
Super fan ako nun. So yeah.
Thank you.
We watched it kanina on Vimeo, so we can watch the entire short on Vimeo. So if you wanna look for it, Love Bites on Vimeo. Right. All right. Ikaw naman, Carl. Sino yung favorite animation creators mo, not necessarily directors?
Si Isao Takahata. Sobrang favorite ko yung mga ginawa niyang films kasi gumagawa siya ng mga stories na not typically for animation yung story. like yung Only Yesterday. So yun, isa yun. I think that's my favorite. Tapos isa pa si Sylvain Comet, French na filmmaker na who made Triplets of Millville and The Illusionist. Ayun. Ako hindi ko siya pinapapanood sa mga estudyante ko kasi wala akong estudyante. Sa mga friends ko lang. Pinipilit ko. Uy, panoorin nyo naman, maawa na kayo.
Very good Recos ha. Ilagay nyo nga yan as comment dun sa ating Facebook stream para mapanood din ng mga tao. Alright. Kasi ako rin, hindi ako familiar dun sa mga binanggit mo, Carl, pero I'd be interested in catching up on their work. Alright. And well, for this year, Dan, we are expecting, as you mentioned, nasa screening na tayo ngayon ng mga entries for Animahinasyon, the competition. And we are going to be looking out for the next big winner. What will be different this year, I guess, is that well, typically ba ang Animahinasyon is a live event? Parang you all gather in one venue, and then paano this year? What's going to be different?
Sir, ganito. The original setup for animation is over weekend, so Friday, Saturday, okay?
Parang TOYCON lang.
Yes, parang TOYCON lang. Okay, the same format, no? Everybody's there, okay? You have a group of people. It's widely attended, 200 to 300 people in SMX, no? In SMX, SM. And the good thing about it is that, okay, during that time, kasi syempre, you could talk to people, you could have signature sign and so forth. It's a big challenge for us this year because apart from that is that syempre, nandito na tayo sa safety and convenience of our homes. And there has to be a value added. Yung value added namin was we know that webinars are coming out and so forth. Special talks are going here and there. And sa amin, to make it more flavorful is to have international guests come in. Yeah. So kaya nga nakikita nyo, no? And mind you, some of the international guests are also Filipinos. No, they're also Filipino.
Yes.
So magandang standpoint rin na well, not all of them are Filipino, but at least may meron na tayong people who could actually say na yes, we manifest. That's the evidence of evidence of mastery na natin eh. As skillful as we are, we're also worldly acclaimed, and it's nice to focus on that, those type of people. That's the new format right now. It's a staggered format. We have talks na 1 hour and a half. We have talks that are split into different days para pwede puntahan ng mga tao. And it happens on 10-day span. So sabihin natin, I missed one. Okay, I want to go for the other. Okay, so if you miss a weekend, hindi ka makakapunta, you'll feel bad, right? But here, you could choose. Pupunta ka sa okay, may schedule ng Monday, may schedule ng Tuesday, may schedule ng iba-ibang artists, and you could just pick and select, no? Which particular talk you want to go. So that's the new format. That's the beauty of doing online. Kasi dati, you have to sit down, di ba? Ayaw ko yung speaker na yan, di ba? But you pay for it, so you want to go out and so forth. So ngayon, during online, it's possible for you to watch almost kung kaya mo, di ba? This is how it looks like before. Ibang klase talaga ang animation dati. I miss this one, no? Pupunta ka mismo doon, RV Toledo and so forth. Makita nyo all those merchandise. Okay, we have Wacom, we have people, okay, very young people, yan si Avid and so forth. You come to meet with them, and then you try to what you call this, to socialize and then network, no? So these are the things that on the old format that we're doing, but now we'll be doing a different format altogether. I hope that you guys can join us for this one. Okay, it's the larger than everything event, no? Ang previous na event namin was Icon Manila, guys, and Icon Manila was international. Okay, we were with Arman Serrano. We have full international speakers. There were 24 speakers in a 2-week span and two weekends, no? And it's full day. And then we have people, kasi yun yung maganda sa online eh. It's not only Filipinos who watch, people from the US, people from, okay, meron pa nga South Africa nanood, okay? They're all there, they like this, no? And we're looking at delayed runs. Okay? Ano ang term natin, Mookie? Sa delayed runs in, parang replace natin. Yeah?
Replay
So,
daw. Or
yeah,
backlog.
okay, parang yeah, so that if, for example, you miss an episode that you really want to, but you had work, okay, we have that on a different time slot. So, ganun na siya. So, yan si Carl, no? Iba pa itsura ni Carl, payat mo pa, oh.
Oo nga,
Depende. Kasalanan ng COVID.
Wala na COVID. But yeah, that's the format. Okay, we'd love to do
Okay.
this, but right now we'll have a different format. But we would deliver more value, and the more value
So
is,
it's
of course, bigger time. Okay, more
yes,
talks,
right.
more personalities. Okay. Some of them will demo, some of them will lecture, some of them will do some activities, and yeah, hopefully a lot of people would view this and then learn from it and then enrich themselves, no? Habang it'll give you a different experience altogether. So no worries about
So
this. Okay?
where will we be able to watch this, Dan? How will people be able to tune into this?
We're looking at a platform for Zoom. Okay, this would be from November
All right.
9 to 20. Okay,
Okay.
we'll be coming, and that's the reason why you guys would have to take a look at the Animation and
Announcements.
acting website so that you know the programming.
Right.
And all you have to do is log in. We'll be pasting links there so that you guys can go to the talks that you want. So yun. Okay, that's it.
All right.
Okay, we have year
So
14
this
now.
year, yeah. So this was last year. So year 14
Yes,
na
this
si
year.
Animation. So happening
Yes.
on November 9 to
To 20.
20. Wow. So 10 days
Yeah.
talaga solid. So we'll wait up for the official announcements on that, and definitely we'll share it also on the TOYCON channels, para we can get more people to watch that. And okay, I think there's one more question, if I'm not mistaken, galing kay Uwe Bennett, one of our regular viewers, is asking about digital animation. What is your advice for beginners who would want to get into digital animation? Is it, I guess yung tanong niya, is it expensive? Is it expensive for somebody who wants to get into the field to invest in? Like, what are the type of equipments that you need to invest in to become a good digital animator? Sige, who can answer that? Baka Mookie? Because you're
Well,
more into
Mookie, ikaw naman.
yeah.
well, I think it depends eh. Kasi parang trad lang yan eh. Pwede kang maging sobrang into trad na you buy all the best equipment tapos sobrang mahal siya. Or pwede bumili ka na ng Mongol pencil sa karinderya tapos diba? Bond paper and Mongol. Pero compared to traditional, yes, mas mahal yung barrier for entry kasi unlike Mongol pencil na 8, magkano ba yung Mongol na yun? 13 or 20 pesos na yun. Yung digital kasi you have to buy either a tablet or a laptop and then maybe a drawing tablet. So medyo mid-range siya talaga yung cost. In terms of software though, yung misconception ng maraming tao is that mahal yung software. Which is true, yung professional software is expensive.
Okay.
Sobrang mahal ng Toon Boom. I can't afford Toon Boom on my own. Kahit Flash, sobrang mahal. Pero yung thing is, marami ng alternatives na mas mura. Like Clip Studio Paint, medyo mahal pa rin at 10,000. Pero perpetual na yung license na yun. Pero meron ding mga free alternatives. Like if you have a laptop, I can download Krita or OpenToons. Wait, type ko sa chat para pwedeng share. You can download
Let's do that.
Krita, OpenToons.
Krita with a K, Krita.
And that's
And
free.
OpenToons.
Yeah, those are free. And OpenToons
Nice.
is open source pa. So if you want to customize it, like kung modder ka or you know how to program, maybe you can program it para meron kang or you can download modules para mas ma-suit yung need mo. Fun fact, yung Studio Ghibli or its 3D
Yes.
and backgrounds uses a modified version of OpenToons na specific for them. You need a proprietary version for themselves using OpenToons. So it is technically a professional software. Yung Krita naman, it only recently got animation. So medyo below pa siya. Pero it does the job if you just want to get into animation. So yun. Invest in a good laptop. Invest in kahit entry-level tablet lang, I think you're good na. Siguro around the, conservatively siguro let's say around the 30 to 40,000 investment. Malaki yun. Pero like, if you compare to the rig sa mga offices na 125,000 usually,
Yeah.
1/3 of the cost is not that bad. Hindi siya ganun ka. It's expensive, but it's super, super expensive na unavoidable. You really have to save up for it. Pero hindi siya yung kailangan mo magbenta ng ng body parts or ng bahay para lang.
All right, so there you go.
Can I add to that? Can I add to that?
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, sige. So, actually, you have to look at your goal. No, ano yung goal mo? Like, if you see yourself working in a large studio, I think you have to invest also in your hardware and the software. So, part of it is actually looking at going for Adobe Flash, going for Toon Boom, and so forth. For 3D naman, if you want to really go for a post-production studio, then you learn Maya, then you learn Cinema 4D, okay, compositing software. And these are not cheap softwares. But mind you, the educational versions can be downloaded. The thing that you have to do is to invest on your hardware. No, invest on your hardware. So you get a nice workstation, okay, nasa 50 range and so forth. Meron kang laptop na decent naman, may 8 GB RAM, i7, you're okay. But mind you, if you have a goal na you want to be like Carl Papa, no, independent filmmaker, walang budget. Walang budget.
Walang pera.
Papakain na ng tao. Then you go for something else. I love 3D, okay, and the ones that I told you are mostly 3D software. But you could go for Blender. You could go for Blender, and Blender is free. Okay, it's online. It's free to use. Okay, Blender, and we have people from Icon Manila who were actually using this. No, they use Blender so that they could do production. So maganda na nag-level up na yung Blender natin. Okay, you look it up. Okay, there are instructions online. Okay, and it's free software. Okay, you guys can, and ang maganda dito, it builds a Blender community. Nagtutulungan sila. Again, it goes for your goal. Kung yung goal mo, maging independent, okay, low budget, low cost, okay, sige, you go for Blender. But if you're gunning for, sabihin natin, studios, big studios and medium-sized studios who are working, subcontracting work, I would like that you guys invest on software. Now, mind you, these are educational software, so most of them, pwede nyo na i-download or they're free for a particular time, okay, but at least natututo ka. And then you get to use what professionals use. Yun lang.
I want to add to that.
Right.
I use
Yes.
for work, and it's a really good software named Blender. And I want to add what Daniel said. I think you should also understand then na magkaiba ang professional sa getting into pa lang. If you're a beginner talaga, only buy a beginner equipment. Huwag ka muna mag-down ng 70,000 kasi after 5 years, obsolete down another 70,000. Perang in-invest mo. Buy only what you need na right now. So kung 20 to 30,000 lang yung beginner equipment, yun lang muna. Pero if you've already graduated, you already have a client on the line, and you need to work na talaga, then you down the money kasi you really need it. Otherwise, baka mamaya mag-crash o mag-BOSD yung computer mo mid-render. Tapos masasayang yung oras mo. Nangyari na sa akin yun ilang beses.
Sunod pa hardware mo.
Sa hardware, I think it's best kung kunwari, i-set up mo siya na entry level muna, pero dapat customizable siya in the future na like you could upgrade the RAM later on. Ayun.
Yeah. Kasi
Ayan, nagpakita na ng equipment si Daniel.
when I started out working, then yung laptop, 50,000 lang. As in, it was the cheapest possible laptop I could afford. And I was using that for professional work. Tapos slowly nag-upgrade na kami to a desktop na to 70K. Meron na kaming Cintiq isa ngayon. So we work slowly. I used to only use a drawing tablet. Nag-survive ako. And then pag afford mo na, that's when you purchase yung more expensive stuff. Also,
when you need it na lang, no? Low-key, no?
When you need it na. Only buy when you need it. After 5 years, promise, obsolete na yung gamit mo. Hindi na siya magagamit talaga.
And independently rich sila, di ba?
Last pala, kasi I get most of my work online na right now. If you have a client, especially kung abroad yung client mo, don't be afraid to ask them if they can provide the software for you. Kasi sometimes
naman.
your software. So huwag kayong mag-assume kagad na ay kailangan kong bilhin kagad yung software para gamitin yun. And I would also not recommend pirating. Please do not pirate.
Of course. Let's not. Okay, good advice, everybody. Thank you so much. Sige, let's get to the fun part of the show where we give away some prizes. A lot of people are waiting for us to start up our trivia contest for tonight. Actually, not so much trivia, but if you guys were listening all throughout the episode, there are some little fun facts about the guests and their works. So maybe let's ask who among our guests are ready to give out some prizes for tonight. Siguro, paano ba? Dan, are the prizes care of ACPI?
Actually, we have some some stuff. No, actually, I donated the stuff. But ask ka, pwede mo pakita ano yan ibibigay ko as prize.
Sige, so these are the prizes for tonight. Marami palaging nakaantabay for our trivia game. So I hope that you guys are ready to join. Let's make it really quick and simple tonight. First person with the correct answer to the questions gets to win. All right. Do we have
Sino yung nakapat sa aming apat?
Sino man sumali?
Alam ko na So
yan. Okay. Ito yung prize natin?
Yes, ito yung prize natin. I'll be giving out a Star Wars First Order na Black TIE Fighter. Okay,
so log-in na rin ako.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so ganito lang. Simple lang. Kung sino unang makasagot, tapos kung sino nakikinig.
Alright.
Anong year si Mookie nanalo sa animation no naging grand prize winner siya? Anong year?
There you go.
Alam ko yan.
That's so easy. Alright. So what year did Mookie Tamara win the animation film competition, animation competition? All right. That's so easy. Just type the year. First person, tama ba? First person to type the correct
first
answer.
Person.
Wins this awesome prize, TIE Fighter.
So sa chat lang, guys, chat. You can guess.
Ang clue, wala daw pandemya nun.
There you go. Ayan, meron na. All right. And of course, ang makakapili ng winner is si Az, our auditor. So sige, Az, just all right. Okay. So we have to type on the chat the correct answer pala. Tama ba? So
yes. Type in the chat.
There. Yeah. Tama, no? This was the year. Ito tinype ko sa private chat natin. So yes. That's the correct answer, as. Okay. So there you go. So please project on screen who is our winner. So of course the answer is.
Thank you. Ako.
Ano sagot mo, Dan? So,
2019.
Mookie won. Ayan, Mookie won last year lang, 2019.
Yes.
Won first prize. Okay, and our winner is, ayan, si Michael Colomna. All right, congratulations. Very nice prize. We'll get the prize to you. Just make sure to fill up the online form. Our staff is tuned in, and they have an online form that you have to fill out, so we can get your address and we will deliver your prize to you. Congratulations, Michael Colomna.
Okay. We have kanina.
Yes, Dan.
We have one more prize. So
nice,
it's the same item.
All right.
Same item.
All right.
But this time another question. Okay, another question.
Nag-hoard ka talaga ng TIE Fighter.
Sorry. So the same TIE Fighter, no? But this time you have to give me the answer to this, no? Again, you could type in on the chat box the first one to answer. Okay? Anong title ng gawa ni ni Carl Papa, no? Sa
All right.
animation, when he won animation, okay, ano ang title ng piece niya? Okay, what's the title
Alright.
of his piece? Winning piece.
So si Carl won it in 2018 naman, no? Siya yung grand prize
Yes,
winner in 2018, Animation. And then we showed a little portion of his winning entry. Ayan, what was the title of that short? Okay, so and you can watch it on Vimeo for free. So yan. Paki-type sa ating Facebook chat. And also, please do type the correct answer on our private chat, Dan. So si Az can look out for the correct answer. Okay, so what was the title of Carl Papa's winning entry in 2018? Animation. Okay. There you go. Ayan, I see the correct answer. Thank you, Dan. And do we get the first person with the correct answer? Tama ba? First person with the correct answer?
Yes.
Sige. I think meron na. Meron na tayong winner. So, hindi Toy Story. Big time naman yun.
Sayang.
Okay. Malapit na.
Pero thank you.
Okay. Next Pixar movie. Okay. So the correct answer, we can reveal the correct answer now. I think we have a winner already. The correct answer is, Carl?
Love Bites.
Love Bites. All right.
Yeah.
Love Bites. Nakuha ni Uwe. Nice.
Naku, marami na yan koleksyon.
Yes. Congratulations. Ayan. That's what you
Yes.
get for watching TOYCON TV week in and week out. Thank you, and we'll get your prize to you, Uwe. Congratulations for winning again. All right, so please do tell us again, or remind us, Dan, when is Animation, and what do we have to look out for this year?
So animation will happen at November 9 to 20. Okay, so it's an all 2 weeks of 20 speakers and 20 talks. There's a competition. Okay, tapos na yung competition entry, but things to look out for are the talks, and of course the screenings. The screenings are public.
Yes.
So we're as
Alright.
as something that we want to give to the public for free. Of course, the talks are not free, and the whole package is not free. But the screenings are free to the public, and this would happen okay on the weekend during that span. So Saturday and Sunday, you guys will be watching 9 to 5 full of cartoons. So the roster would be our best works and the finalists. No, we're looking at that screening. You'd also look at some works maybe from the French Embassy and Japan Foundation. So please take a look at the Facebook group
Facebook
of
page here,
Animation
right.
Council, of the Philippines, or Animation, and to stand by on the information that will come out. Yeah? So there we go. Okay,
Ito ba si Carl at saka si Muki, pwede pa ba silang sumali? Or sumali pa ba kayo? Really? Did you guys join this year?
Yung girlfriend and partner ko si Carla joined.
Carla.
He entered Alakanin by Zild, yung music video.
Very nice.
So yeah.
Ikaw, Carl, sumali ka ba this year?
Hindi.
Masyadong in demand. All right. Okay. So dapat judge ka na. Okay. So maybe some final messages from our guests. Let's start with you, Muki. Any shout outs or some inspiring messages for budding animators? Sige, Muki.
Yeah, I just wanna say try nyo lang. Kasi maraming mga taong feeling mahirap animation. And mahirap siya. I'm not gonna lie. Mahirap siya. Pero if you don't start, hindi ka rin makakapasok. So, try mo lang. Especially if you really wanna try it out. And surrounding yourself with friends who can help you, or friends who share your same interests, malaking bagay siya. And ayun, kasi nga, an example of that happening is yung short namin, yung Billy and Bonnie in all shapes and sizes. Without Carla, without Sai, without yung support namin from PCA and Finance, we would have never gotten around to producing that. So yeah, yun lang. start and look for friends. Yun yung best advice ko.
Thank
So,
you.
good luck for the
All
future,
right.
everyone.
Thank you, Mookie. And good luck to you. More power to your animation. What
Thank you.
about you, Carl?
I guess siguro tapusin ko lang yung sinasabi ko kanina. Naputol eh. I guess, yun lang. Think big and kung hindi ka ambitious dun sa ginagawa mo, you're doing it wrong. It's okay to be ambitious. Tsaka huwag kang maging takot sa mga limitations mo. Work around those. And ayun, following up on what Muki said, find a great team. I'm fortunate to have a cousin, si Matt, na he shares the same vision that I have with when it comes to making films. Tapos si Eru, si Telay, ayan. So, ayan, team kami. And ever since Manang Biring hanggang ngayon, kami-kami pa rin magkakasama. Tsaka, ayun, siguro kung friends, humarap na rin kayo ng magaling na friends. Or yung friends na maraming pera.
Oh, yun.
Oh, yun.
Para may financier. Okay.
Angel
Thank you,
investor.
Carl Papa. Tapos, of course, let's end with Dan. Daniel, i-plug mo rin yung ano mo, yung toy page. Kasi,
Okay.
well, this is TOYCON TV, so dapat i-plug din natin.
Okay.
Aside. Sige.
For
Go
those
ahead,
who
go ahead.
don't know, my page is Daniel Gogita. Okay, alter ego ko rin as a professor and as administrator for continuing education in Binil is also going for toy photography. So maybe if you're into doing photography, okay, online, there's my page. No?
Good.
Before
Daniel
General,
Gogita.
1985, mostly GI Joe, Transformers, Star Wars, all of these things you find. No, so we build.
Wow.
I have pictures of Star Wars and so forth. I build dioramas and sets, but I take pictures. I have that hobby for that. No, so the whole page is almost 5,000. No, 5,000. Most of them are from abroad. No, I would like a Filipino audience then. No, itayo natin ang bandera ng Pinas. Okay, but I'm hoping that more people go into this hobby. It's better than getting to any other vice. So, kaysa mag-chicks kayo and so forth, di ba? Mag-gamble, ito na. It's a new hobby. And I guess, Cholo, no, in the future, maybe you could do a different, an episode on, dioramas and toy photography.
Toy photography and right. For sure. Nag-guess ka namin ulit.
Hindi. Hanap tayong iba, sir. Na magagaling pa talaga. Okay. I would love to join, no, but I would like that other people also get the opportunity to join TOYCON and go to this very exciting talks, Cholo, that you guys have done. Thank you, TOYCON TV, for this. No, it's a great opportunity. Basta lang tulog tayo lahat. All our communities are connected. Yung mga mahilig sa animation, mahilig sa fandom, mahilig sa toys, they're all in one community. So, basta lang, we'll get through this, whatever is happening to us. Yun lang. All hopes.
Thank you. More power to the Animation Council of the Philippines, Inc., and of course, all your members, and of course, to animation in the Philippines. We hope that not only will we thrive, but we will become more prolific, find new talent, and hopefully that dream of having a full-length Filipino animated movie soon. Na talagang will be appreciated worldwide na. There have been a few in the past, but this is something na I'm pretty sure is still in our future, and I look forward to that day when we will be recognized more so on the in the front lines of the animation industry. So thank you so much for joining us for another episode of TOYCON TV. We'll do this all again next Saturday. All right, so stay safe and stay well. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and keep it together, TOYCON community. Maraming salamat po. Good night. Good night. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye!
Makaka-dinner na si Carl. Alright. Sige.
Uy, bawal yan, bawal.
Bawal ba?
Hindi, okay lang yan. Good night. Thank you. Take us out, Az. Thank you.
Natura!
Ayusin niyo na si Fred. Hindi ako papayag. Depensa! Depensa!
Nympha di Mano, ikaw ay magmamahal ng dalawang lalaki ng sabay.
Ha? May boyfriend po ako?
Kain na. Happy anniversary.
Swerte ka na sa animal na yon, ano? Kung sa romansa at sa masabing may boyfriend, wala na akong hahanapin pa kay Roger. Pero,
Inigo, Villanueva.
Hoy, ikaw, Nympha, ha? Huwag kang nahihibang dyan sa customer mo. Sumabay lang naman ako sa kotse niya. Maiba naman sa araw-araw na pag-angkas sa motor.
Ready to roll, Mokaro?
Halika na, gutom na ako.
Okay. Doon na lang tayo sa may parisan uli.
O ano ang kapartner ng pares?
Siomay?
Hindi. Edi, Mares.
So what will you have? Burger and fries?
May longganisa po kaya? Sir, ang laki.
By the way, may Tinder ka ba?
Obvious naman po. Tindera ako ng pabango.
Laughter, laughter!
Ba't ginabi ka nga pala?
Ito namang big boss ko.
Pag ikaw dyan, may kachat na ibang lalaki, ha?
Good night, Mr. President. Thank you. Magtatagal kaya tayo?
Tingin mo, mapapasaya din kita?
Bagong kasal po ba kayo? Nasaan po si Mister? Hindi pwede. Utang na loob.
Serious drama, sexy romance, and intriguing intrigue. Ito ang The Nympha di Maano Story. Hayag ka! The movie. Tinatampok sina Robin Padilla, Sam Milby, Empoy Marquez, R.C. Munoz, at Angelica Panganiban bilang Nympha, ang babaeng walang pahinga.